Hello, everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Patrick and Partners along with Bob Iacchino. So, checking in on Bitcoin. Bitcoin finally rotating back up, holding at the 50 repeatedly. I also did a projection with these bigger projections on here before. We also did a projection from the low on the 3rd up to the high on the 4th. They give us some intermediate levels. You'll see here, right in here, nice little double bottom against the 50, which could be used for a buying opportunity and coming up, and you could then roll it into a longer term hold. Why I'm showing these other levels is, all right, as it's going to new highs, this is a great way to, hey, we've hit the next 68.31 level, let me raise my stop, even if it's just to break even. Let's say you entered on this candle close, so maybe you're gonna raise it to, you know, the 65, 63 area, or even the 6600 area, maybe just below that. So you're locking in something should this top out again and pull back, but you've used a level to know when to move it up. Next level above that, 68.77, 69.13, then the big huge level, 7,041, and I'd really watch 7,020 to 7,041 now. On any pullback right around in here, we have the rising 8, which we already pretty much pulled back to. If we pull back again, we have a lot of support coming in about 66.86, and then below that, I'd be watching for about 66.43. If we do break below that, the 50 has been holding nicely. You can watch for that and this cluster down around the 65.27 to 65.37 area. Let's check in on that daily chart. So, daily chart, let me scrunch it up again. We finally got the first cross rotation zone, and this is going to keep rising. So if you have that bigger pullback, you know, watch where the 8 is also. There's a big shelf here. Lots of key support coming in. We said 66.37. Might want to lower that to about 66.21 just with the rising 8. All of this area you see I'm pointing to right here, that's going to be very key support. You don't want us to really get below this 21 again, especially on a closing basis, and close back into here, because then we've dropped back into consolidation and couldn't hold the rally up. Look at these levels again. The only other thing to watch for up here is the flattening out 50, 69, 62. Again, these levels aren't just for taking profits, they're for areas you can ratchet up your stops. So should we reverse at any of them, you can take those off, and I'm going to pull off the minor ones to show you the major ones. The really major ones you should be focusing on are 69.13 and the 70.20 to 70.41. The other ones are minor ones. And this 69.13 level is also some prior resistance in there, so just be aware of that in terms of what's going on. Let's switch over to Ethereum. So here we have Ethereum. Ethereum also recovering nicely. There's not a double bottom pattern here. It just also, it did dip below here, did dip below the 50, but caught up nicely, catching on it. And then really nice ignition move, taking above all this prior resistance and the 0.125 retracement level, which those now have to be updated to here. Before I do that, here's another, we couldn't really do a forward GAN box. Here's a great example where I did on Bitcoin, I had the forward GAN box. I did a reverse GAN box from the lows on the 3rd back to the highs on the 2nd to give us the intermediate levels. So we had 491. Okay, so if you bought anywhere in here, you came up, we hit it here, pulled back. It's actually went into the 1 hour rotation zone, came back up, spiked up to the next level, 496. You see right here, now pulling back again. That's the way, hey, we've hit the next level. Let me use, especially with the declining 200 coming into that same area, let me raise up the stops. So that's a great way to raise up the stops. So at least you can lock in some profits, or worst case, break even should we get the bigger pullback. Right now, key support is coming in about 486. Then if we break below that, I'd be watching for about 480 to 477. Rising 21 and these candle bodies right in here. Now I can update the retracement levels, and you see right here the 12.5% pullback coming in right at the 8. So that's really going to be key to watch. We can now change this into the forward GAN box because these levels have been hit. And we have a minor one at 497, but I'm going to say that's virtually the same at 496. Then 501, then we have a major cluster. Look at this, 507 to 508. I would not ignore that area. But let's check that out on the daily, though. See if the daily gives us any more information. No first cross. We finally got the first close yesterday above the rotation zone. Now we're still waiting for the first cross. Again, we're into a clear path move, so we don't have any major stopping points now up until we got that 507, 508 cluster. Then I'd be watching for the whole 50% retracement from this last prior down move coming in with the 50. So that's about 1517 to 1520 area, the next major area I'd look, and I would not ignore that area. Also, since there's some minor resistance up here, dip buyers here, resistance here, broke through it briefly, but then plummeted out of it. So again, do not ignore about the 517 to 520 area. So we have for you for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.